I am an artist myself and started a small business called Mama Bear Art a little over 6 years ago, which evolved into selling other people's artwork, kind of made this art community, landed in selling other people's artwork in a restaurant my husband and I own. And when that closed during the pandemic, I needed a new home to sell the artwork because it was so fun and community involved, and I wanted to make sure it continued. So I found the New Yorker here in downtown Mount Pleasant and kind of took over the space. And it's been just a growing wild adventure every day since then. No, not at all. I started going to CMU actually as an elementary, I went going into elementary education and changed my major multiple times because at 18 I was still learning who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. Every day shows its own version of difficulties. Sometimes it's finding time to do all the things that you want to do. For me, I have all of these grand ideas and plans, and there's just never enough time in the day. So it's learning to delegate, learning to ask for help. I found my people, and there's so many wonderful people who are so supportive of For Art's Sake. So I know that it will happen eventually. I think that there are times when we need to share our ideas and thoughts and let other people put their creative twist on it and go. As a small business, numbers are not fun. The heat bill's not fun. That's always a challenge. But I take it as a creative challenge. What can I do this month to be better or be different or grow more and bring more people in? For Art's Sake is kind of for Art's Sake to us means for the sake of art, for creative art, for appreciating art, for making your own, all ages and abilities. So with that, we've included lots of opportunity for all the skilled levels to create. We have a maker space, and it has materials like pom-poms and hot glue and paint and ceramics and things. We have a boutique area where we have over 70 artists now selling their artwork. So that's an amazing collaboration of creative minds working together. We have permanent jewelry, a splatter paint room, which we call process art because it's really just the fun of making it, not necessarily the end result. We have a rage room for people that just don't do art at all, but we want them to be included in our really cool space. And our loft here, we have, so we collect donated creative materials, and our loft has turned into the $5 fill-a-bag fiber art loft, which means you can fill a bag for $5 of yarn, fabric, string, crochet hooks, all of the tools that you might need to either start a new hobby or start a new project. And to me, it's more encouraging to start a new hobby or learn new things if it's a little bit more affordable. So the donations and this loft space has allowed us to do that. The experience. I mean, you can come in here and buy nothing and just soak in our good vibes, and I think the experience alone is pretty magical. I think allowing people to have a creative outlet for all ages. We have paint and sips, bring your own alcohol. We have summer camp for kids where we do creative projects and science projects and volcanoes erupting, and we do all the things. And I think having a space where people can let loose and make a mess if they want to is really, really necessary. Everything. Everything. I think for Art's Sake, it's its own world. And it has grown that way from 3 artists when we first opened to 70. You know, I've been meaning to do a social media video on that because it's all the things. Some days I spend my whole day cleaning and tearing down boxes and going to the recycling center. Some days I spend the whole day on my computer. And some days I get to do classes with kids and field trips, and I get to travel to different places. The other night I was in Clare doing a paint class with a group of people, and it's a little bit of everything, yeah. And I love it. That's awesome. To a point, our style or the design of our business, because most of the things are on consignment. The inventory turnover and the prices are really dependent on the artist. So I can't do like a big blowout Black Friday sale necessarily, but we can host special events to make the holidays a little bit more special for art's sake. So like I said, we're hosting our first winter market, so that will kind of be a bonus floor full of art and paper snowflakes and Christmas lights and hot cocoa. We've got a few cocoa and craft events for some of the younger creative kids, and to me it gives them an opportunity to create their own special something to give without maybe that person seeing it being made, so it's kind of their little something. The holidays, my goal is to help the other artists sell their work. So I do maybe more marketing or more involvement in our community events to make sure that we are seen and heard. So.